So just tell me why you're here today and why this is so important to you.
I think the British public need to hear that Israel did have a land of Israel and that this modern state of Israel has a right to be there. We did not steal Palestinian land. There's a lie that the Palestinian movement keep on thinking that we stole their land. The Jewish people, King David, King Solomon, these are real people. These aren't myths made up by conspiracy theorists. I'm here to stand with the Jewish people who've been murdered by ISIS-like terrorists, and I'm disgusted that people don't stand with us together. I want people to stand with us. We need to. I think political correctness needs to be put in the trash can when it comes to calling terrorists terrorists. It's not about taking sides. The factual reporting is they tied children's hands together and burnt them alive. This is terrorism. Call it what it is. Don't hide behind not upsetting somebody who doesn't like the truth.
The BBC has got to call terror by its name. King Charles just made a statement calling Hamas terrorists. It's not hard. It's a very clear-cut line. If you commit those kinds of atrocities, you're a terrorist organisation. And the UK prescribes Hamas as a terrorist organisation. The United States does it. The European Union does it. All civilized countries across the world are united in condemning Hamas as a terrorist organisation. And if the BBC is not prepared to do that, it sends a message to people around the world that Hamas and their actions are in some way more palatable than those of terrorists. And that is a message that the BBC should be ashamed of sending, and it's a message that needs to change.
Because already the anti-Semitism here is rising and it's so important, it is their responsibility to make sure that the news is reported fairly so everyone in the country knows what we're dealing with, which we don't feel is happening at the moment. And it's irresponsible and unfair.
I think it's absolutely disgusting how the BBC haven't condemned the Hamas attacks as terrorist attacks. They've called them militants. It's just absolutely shambolic. I'm disgusted. I think everyone should be disgusted. I think if Rishi Sunak, if King Charles, if every single other media outlet can refer to them as terrorists, why can't the BBC, who are meant to be, I guess, representative of the British people? I think it's absolutely shambolic and a disgrace.
What I do feel is that we're living as Jews in an atmosphere of enduring hostility. And I think the reason that we're living in an atmosphere of enduring hostility is because there is a total lack of what I would call, in a very positive way, British values, is that people living respectfully of other people, allowing people to have boundaries between each other.
Well, they're clearly taking a side. They're saying, oh, we're being impartial. No, they're not. It's clearly taking a side, right? We are scared. We are scared in the streets. When I go on the train, I have to hide this because I don't feel safe, right? And it's emboldening these terrorists to call them militants. When the Manchester Arena bombing happened, did the BBC falter then? Did they? I don't think so.
BBC represents Great Britain, and it is so important that they educate the world and Europe and obviously England correctly. They are the platform for everybody. It's not about religion here. It's about murder and evil, and they're not militants. It's like if that's a militant, I don't know what a terrorist is.
And it's like the same time, like Nazi Germany, people can't say how it is. The facts. These people are terrorists, nothing other than terrorists. They breed terrorism from an age, from the age of 3, and that is why this meeting is so important.